Hi, Ask an RDC here, and in this video, we'll be going over ranking recognition from Enlisted, Chief Warrant Officer, and Officer. Now, this is important information for you to know whether you're going to boot camp or just being a Navy sailor, because it's important for ranking recognition for respect out of others and just be able to do your job. We're going to start off with the Enlisted rank. So, as you can see here, for E1, or Seaman Recruit, Fireman Recruit, Constructionman Recruit, or Airman Recruit, there is no patches or collar devices that apply to that rank. And as you go up, from there, from E2 and on, then you'll have collar devices and patches that go on your dress uniforms. So you can see here from Seaman Apprentice is 2 diagonal stripes, and then Seaman is 3 diagonal stripes. But it's different colors according to what your type of rank you are. So Seaman, it's white, Fireman red, Constructionman is blue, and Airman is green. The best way I found to memorize this is just Seaman Apprentice is white, and then on the dress whites, it's black stripes. And then for firemen, they fight fire, so it's red. Constructionmen, I like to think they're on the ground, so they're looking up, so they see blue. And then airmen, when they're flying, they're looking down, they see the land, so it's green. It's not the greatest, but it helped me whenever it came to the idea of just trying to remember the colors and what they correlate to. Next, we can see here we're going on to the petty officers. So that's E4, E5, and E6. And next to it, I have the corresponding collar devices that go with it. Now, one thing you'll notice here is there's no longer firemen, constructionmen, airmen, whatever you have. All the colors go to red. When you get 12 years of service, your chevrons turn gold. But regardless of that, they're all going red. You don't have the multi-colors anymore. So the best way to describe this for the shoulder patch would be, for example, a petty officer 3rd class wears a perched eagle, specialty mark, and 1 chevron. And then for the 2nd class, it's 2 chevrons. And then 1st class, it's 3 chevrons. You don't have to say the color of the chevron or anything like that. That's how you describe it in boot camp at the very least. And as a collar device, you would say perched eagle and 1, 2, or 3 chevrons if it's a 3rd, 2nd, or 1st class. This is the way you're going to describe it when you're in boot camp. So if you're doing a personnel inspection or you're a recruit and an RDC or an inspector asks you, they might say, recruit, what does a petty officer 3rd class wear on the sleeve of their dress blue uniform? You'll say, petty officer or chief. Petty officer 3rd class wears on the sleeve of the dress blue uniform 1 perched eagle, specialty mark, and a chevron petty officer. So that's how you respond to that. And the specialty mark here, it has the boatswain's mate mark, but it's going to be whatever your rate is. So it will change depending on the rate, but you just say specialty mark when doing the description. After that, we move on to the chief rate. So that's E7, E8, and E9 respectively. So you have chief, senior chief, and master chief. Now, there's a couple forms of master chiefs, but we'll get on the next slide. But this one here shows, for example, a chief. The difference between the big difference you'll notice is that now you have the rocker. So, for example, you use the chief petty officer, right? What does a chief wear on the sleeve of the dress blue uniform? A chief wears on the sleeve of the dress blue uniform 1 perched eagle, 1 rocker, a specialty mark, and 3 chevrons. So the rocker, specialty mark, 3 chevrons, and perched eagle, that's going to be the same for all of them. The only thing that you would change is for senior chief, you would say 1 silver star, perched eagle, rocker, so on and so forth. And then master chief, 2 silver stars, perched eagle, 1 rocker. And then same thing here with the yellow or the gold. Turn gold after 12 years of service. It used to be 12 years of good conduct, consecutive years of good conduct, but that changed a few years back. Now it's just once they hit 12 years, you turn everything to gold. Now, when it comes to the collar device, the way you describe that, for example, using the chief petty officer anchor, you would say, hey, recruit, what does a chief wear as a collar device? Petty officer, chief wears as a collar device a silver USN on a gold-fouled anchor. And then for a senior chief, you'd say 1 silver star and a silver USN on a gold-fouled anchor. Master chief, 2 silver stars with a silver USN on a gold-fouled anchor. So that's the way you would describe those different ranks when you're asked, and then also that's the descriptive term of them. Now, moving on to the different types of master chiefs. You have command master chief, fleet and force master chiefs, and master chief petty officer of the Navy, or the MCPON. Now, big difference that you'll see here is they no longer have a specialty mark. So the description you would use for example, a command master chief would be a command master chief wears on the sleeve of the dress blue uniform 2 silver stars, perched eagle, 1 rocker, 1 silver star in lieu of specialty mark, and 3 chevrons. So you would say in lieu of, as in instead of a specialty mark, they would have the star. For fleet and force master chief, the stars turn gold. And then for master chief petty officer of the Navy, which there's only one MCPON, the senior enlisted leader of the entire Navy, they have 3 gold stars. So the anchor for the master chiefs, whether it's command, fleet, or force, it stays the same as the master chief as well. But for the master chief petty officer of the Navy, you would just say 3 silver stars, silver USN on a gold-fouled anchor. And that wraps it up for the enlisted. So between enlisted and full commissioned officer, you have chief warrant officers. Now, these ones aren't, there's not as many chief warrant officers as there are chiefs or officers in the Navy, but you will run into them. But this is actually a question I don't really see asked very often at boot camp, but important for you to know regardless because it is a rank in the Navy. So it starts off with CWO2 or W2 for the pay grade. We don't have W1s currently. That changes all the time. So 6 months from now, or if you're watching this video a year from now, it could change and it comes back. But it's usually a specialty designation, and you'll see more CWO2, 03, 04, 05s, most likely 02, 03s. So the way you would describe the collar device for this one is you would say for CWO2, it's 1 gold bar with 3 blue breaks. For W3, it's 1 silver bar with 2 blue breaks. For CWO4, it's 1 silver bar with 3 blue breaks, and CWO5 is a silver bar with a blue stripe. That's the way you would describe it for if you were ever asked that question. Usually I see inspectors ask that question as like a bonus question kind of a thing or like a BZ. But regardless, these are the ranks in the Navy. You just don't see as many chief warrant officers. Not that they're a dying breed or anything. It's just not many go chief warrant. You see more officers and more enlisted in general than you will see chief warrant officers. But you will run into them. And they're the ones that go from chief to chief warrant officer. You have to be a chief to become a chief warrant officer. And they're highly specialized in the rate. They're the subject matter experts when it comes to their field. So moving on to the officers, you have 01 through 010. Now, the one I'm not going to go over is Fleet Admiral, which is a 5-star admiral. Those are only utilized in times of war. So we're going to just go over the ones that you'll see normally. So starting off with the 01, you have an ensign. It is 1 gold bar is what they wear as a collar device. And when it comes to the sleeve, as you can see here in the shoulder board, you would say, what does an officer wear as a collar? What does a ensign wear as a collar device? You would say an ensign wears as a collar device 1 gold bar. So what do they wear on the sleeve of their dress blue uniform? An ensign wears on the sleeve of their dress blue uniform 1/2 inch gold stripe. So that little stripe on their sleeve is a 1/2 inch. So everything that goes up from here, just keep track, it's going to be at 1/4 inch. So for example, moving on to 02 or Lieutenant JG or Lieutenant Junior Grade, you would say, what does a Lieutenant Junior Grade wear as a collar device? Lieutenant Junior Grade wears a collar device 1 silver bar. What does they wear on the sleeve of dress blue uniform? Lieutenant Junior Grade wears on the sleeve of the dress blue uniform 1/2 inch gold stripe and 1/4 inch gold stripe. So with that being said, like I said, you add 1/4 inch. So add another 1/4 inch, you combine the two. So moving on to 03, Lieutenant. What does Lieutenant wear on the sleeve of the dress blue uniform? They wear 2 1/2 inch gold stripes. So as you can see, it just goes up 1/4 inch every single time, all the way up to Commander. And then what you would say is they wear as a collar device is 2 silver bars. So moving on to 04, Lieutenant Commander, you say this is an oak leaf, is this symbol. So what do they wear as a collar device? A Lieutenant Commander wears a collar device, 1 gold oak leaf. So the sleeve dress blue uniform, we had 2 1/2 inches before, we add 1/4 inch. So what does a Lieutenant Commander wear in the sleeve of the dress blue uniform? The Lieutenant Commander wears the sleeve dress blue uniform, 2 1/2 inch gold stripes and 1/4 inch gold stripe. You don't have to do it in order, you just had to say what the stripes are. Moving on to Commander, once again, adding another 1/4 inch. So you would say Lieutenant Commander wears the sleeve dress blue uniform, 3 1/2 inch gold stripes. And then the oak leaf turns silver. So 1 silver oak leaf as a collar device. Moving on to Captain. So Captain, this is not a perched eagle. This is a silver spread eagle. So what does a Captain wear as a collar device? Captain wears a collar device, 1 silver spread eagle. Then this one is a big leap. It's not 1/4 inch. It adds another 1/2 inch. So this one would say sleeve of dress blue. Captain wears a sleeve dress blue uniform, 4 1/2 inch gold stripes. So at that point, then we start adding all them together. So 4 1/2 inches equals 1 2 inch. So moving on to a Rear Admiral lower half. There's Rear Admiral lower half and Rear Admiral upper half. So just start from the bottom, then moving up. So as a collar device, they wear 1 silver star. On the sleeve of the dress blue uniform, they wear 1 2 inch gold stripe. So because you add the 4 1/2 inches up from the Captain and then puts them all together for this one. This is the way I memorized it at the least, but this is how it works. Then moving on to Rear Admiral upper half, 2 silver stars as a collar device and 1 2 inch gold stripe and 1 1/2 inch gold stripe. Then Vice Admiral, 3 silver stars as a collar device, then 1 2 inch gold stripe and 2 1/2 inch gold stripes. Then, last but not least, with the exception of Fleet Admiral, it's 4 silver stars, and then 1 2-inch gold stripe and 3 half-inch gold stripes. Now, you'll notice above all these sleeves, there's additional star. That just means that they're a line officer. There's 2 types of officers. You have staff officer, which they're going to be ones that you see like they're legal, like they're a lawyer, a JAG, if you will. They would be maybe a doctor or something like that. Those would be staff officers. Line officers, the one with the star, means they can take over a command. Usually you see them on ships. They're captains of ships. They're captains of bases, stuff like that. That's the difference of that. And that's all I have for you today. Hopefully this informed you or prepared you for boot camp, or you just need a refresher of anything at all. And hopefully this helps you out in the end. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below. Hooyah Navy.